Merry Christmas, happy holiday, happy
Merry
Hanukkah.
Christmas. Do you want to show everybody our
We wore our Christmas pajamas.
Merry Christmas.
Yay.
I hope everybody's
We swore. I didn't have any Christmas pajamas, and I said, I'm gonna wear Christmas. I ordered them, and you said, I am too.
Yeah, I ordered mine from Amazon.
So we're in a festive mood. And I was just telling Melissa, as you know, Melissa's free range psychic. She's very good at past lives. I've introduced her to a lot of my friends and family, and they truly enjoy you. And I don't know, you just seem to hit right on the note. I'm not a past life person. I don't understand truly how to read it. Although sometimes when I'm reading people, for some reason, I'll see their past life, but I don't look for it. It has to come to me. So, yeah.
I think that's because my guides, they just open up the Akashic records, and we take a walk into the Akashic records. And I always let people know that I'm just looking at a narrative, a story that's coming to light. That's how I read. And just to, always take it with a grain of salt, because I never want to tell anybody anything set in stone. But we go down that narrative. It's like a movie in a way, and we see what the story is. That's how it happens.
Now, this doesn't have to do with past lives, but do you have any feelings for the year 2022?
Well, that's interesting. You should ask that. I was thinking last night before I went to sleep that I might skip my video for tomorrow and just focus on doing a video for New Year's Day, all on predictions for 2022, going through the year. What I do is what I do with my guides is they pick a card for each month, and then they tell me what that means. The prediction I was the most proud of last year was the infrastructure one, because I got infrastructure in November, which was really confusing at the time. And then infrastructure, the bill was passed in November.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
So that's great.
I'll
do a similar thing this year.
There's some psychics, in fact, Kim and Intuitive You had mentioned, some people are frightened because some of the prophecies they're throwing out there are really doom and gloom, and to each his own. But it's interesting how my guides work, because they told me that the virus was coming in 2019.
Wow.
That it would be a vicious virus and that everybody needed to wear a mask. Or if they showed me everybody wearing a mask, but they didn't tell me 800,000 deaths or anything like that. They could have, but they didn't. Probably because in this realm of how we live now, it doesn't help to be fear-based. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. Like, I've seen explosions and certain volcanoes erupting, but I don't know, the way I present it and the way my guides do it for me, it's almost like nonchalant. So you can't say I haven't said something that could be frightening, but they always know it's going to be okay. They always know there is no such thing as death, as you well know. But they did not present, and they also told me about the vaccines that were coming. That's why I do a vaccine, because I have no fear base on it, because my guides, I trusted them to tell me the virus was coming in the first place. So I do the vaccines, although I do understand some people get really sick, even like with a flu vaccine. So I'm not like, do your vaccine or else. But Andre, the astrologer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he looked at my 2022 predictions and checked the charts. And he's saying the charts are matching a lot of stuff that I said. So, or not me, my guides. So we're going to do in January, we're going to do a kind of astrology setting.
Oh, wow. I look forward to that.
Isn't that going to be cool? Thank you, Andre.
I always get from my guides that things are just going to be so much more wonderful. I'm always wanting to cry when
I honestly,
so more wonderful than we can ever imagine. I'm so excited when I think of the future, or read on the future. Wonderful things are going to happen, and it's something we have to figure out and to fight regarding our own spiritual evolution, is that fear reaction, and that's being stoked up. by the media. It's being stoked up, by social media.
And even people like MSNBC, they
Oh,
get
yeah.
paid by fear-based stuff.
I don't watch MSNBC anymore. I just don't, because I'll start to watch Rachel or Joy, and then they'll just get into
It's Debbie Downer stuff. I call it Debbie Downer.
it's like that. This is and everything they have kind of like focused on and stoked up our fear on in the last several months hasn't actually come to pass. The biggest thing people like to say is, oh, the government's not doing anything, and why isn't Trump in prison already, blah, 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 blah. But my guys have always said it's coming down the pike. It takes time. Everything is going to work out. And then they remind me of who is in our government. These brilliant minds, these fighters for justice, these wonderful people like Biden and Harris and so many more, right? That they bought in with them, the minds that they have. You really think that they're just going to kind of sit back and, let this all, pan out, that like, Trump comes and takes over again? No way. They believe in the law. They follow the law. This is all going to be meted out the way that it should be. It just takes time. And I dislike the this tendency for the social media personalities and MSNBC and CNN, whatever, to kind of stoke our impatience up. It does not help. And to also rag on Merrick Garland, who I love. My guides tell me that he's going to become, in our minds, he's going to become one of the best DOJs we have ever had. He's an honorable man. He's a good man. And that it really serves Russia and Putin and the China, those countries that dislike our democracy, to have us distrust our DOJ. Merrick Garland's a good person. He's getting it. They're getting it. And every day it's coming out more and more. These, the House committee too, serving up these subpoenas, New York, all of it's coming down. Justice is going to be. Oh yeah,
I know, and everybody's armchair politician, but
yeah,
I just don't feel Armageddon. I'm feeling 2022 we get a break. Even when I heard about this latest virus that's coming around, I felt like when I saw the United States, it's like wildfire. It's just like I saw the red starting on the East Coast, moving to the West, and poof. And right now, Africa is pretty much done with it.
Yeah, this is a mild version.
Yeah. So, but they want to feed the fear. If you're coming from a fear-based era, and at the end of the day, there's no such thing as death, you guys. There's no such thing.
We make it. It's what
even if the world exploded tomorrow, there is absolutely no such thing. And listen, if I needed to warn people, I would be told, warn people. But I saw that Saint Michael with a sword walking down with the sparks coming underneath, and he said last year, this year, 2021 and 2020, it was going to be tough. But I get for 2022, so a break. And the other thing, which is very hard for us to do, we can't be all, oh, goody. I can't wait till Trump, gets hurt. That isn't, it's good. It's okay for justice, but it's not good for us to be gleeful about it. I know that sounds crazy after everything he's done, after all the heartache he's done to people, but we have to protect our own soul energy. Don't delete your own soul energy for the sake of calling him names and stuff like that. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, and the one thing I want to say before we move on is it's also always about our energy. What energy are we putting into the manifestation of the reality that's coming? Because we are part of this, and, it involves us. It's not a spectator sport. Right. It has to involve us, working on our own vibrational frequencies, right? Our own struggles with being able to live in the present and be in peace, as opposed to always be in fear and always be in anticipation and anxiety. And I give everybody a break, because my God, the last 4 years of Trump have been extremely traumatic, including, the beginning of 2021, and then, the anticipation of all of that. But we don't get off the hook for what the future is holding, because we're all part of that. So we need to be able to come to a peaceful place, come to a balanced place as much as we can, and project onto the future what we want, because the
Yeah.
angels can only really intervene if we ask them to.
Yeah, asking
Right.
it shall be given. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't feel god awful. There's still going to be some stuff happening, but
Oh, we're on planet Earth.
we're in the yin yang. It's constant. And you know,
Yeah.
we create a lot of this stuff.
Oh yeah, we created the virus too.
Yeah.
I believe that, I mean, whatever people want to project on, and I'm sure it sounds like it was a catastrophe, or there were some mishandling in the Wuhan labs. My guide showed me this virus came from global climate change, and the changing of the temperatures causing mutations of viruses within the animal species, and then coming onto us, which has always probably been the case when we mess with the earth too much. And but now I'm really, what I'm excited about is the new COVID drugs, right? The ones that cure COVID. And my guide showed me that actually when I remember talking about it with you in a video.
That's why I even got the vaccine. If they said to me, oh no, don't do that vaccine, I would have listened to them. But they told me before the vaccines even came out, they were coming out, and that we would have more than one choice.
My guides told me to get the vaccine too.
Yeah.
They showed me the whole scenario. It was something that I was nervous about just because I have a reactive immune system, but they said, Melissa, you can do this. You got this. And they showed me how to go about it, how to prepare for it. And I went ahead and did it. And I totally trust them. They knew it. And I was so grateful afterwards that I had listened to them.
Because that'll take some of the edge off.
Yeah. So
but,
yeah,
there are some clients of mine that really are sensitive and probably should not take the virus, but they just got to take care of themselves and be isolated as much as they can.
Yeah.
But also my son and I had a conversation yesterday about my Indigenous peoples. And, I asked him, I said, Black Death, the Romans, all these pandemics that have come along. Why didn't the tribes get it? They got smallpox and that's what wiped out a good 90%. But why didn't they have it before? And he said, because the tribes did not live in a big group with animals, domesticated animals.
Oh, wow.
You don't mix the human and the animal. So even birds and bats, but what happened is, like in Europe, everybody was packed on top of each other. And then you had droppings and rats, and people used to throw feces in the street. So this is what caused these pandemics. Yeah. But the tribes didn't have it because they weren't that's not what they do. The air was clean.
With nature,
they were clean. The water was clean. And if they hunted, they got the buffalo, and then they ate every piece of that buffalo and used every piece of it. So it's interesting because I didn't realize that when he told me that, but that's the reason pandemics came in. And then now we have people, especially in China, that live too close and they have all those animals and stuff, and that's what's causing a lot of these.
Yeah.
So listen, I got several people asking about Frederick Douglass.
Getting out my pendulum. Okay. So what is it that people want to know?
Both Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass. African lineage should proceed and protect ourselves in light of the extreme hate that has continuously sent to us all over the world for centuries. I would love insight from Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass. I've read him before, by the way. He's a powerful energy form.
Let me see what my guides say.
Okay. And any reincarnation, or you can see something from another life, or is he already in another body?
I think, bingo, I think he's already reincarnated. Let's see maybe who he may be incarnated. Not anybody in the government, but somebody who's powerful in this. Oh, I'm getting chills here. This person he's an American. He is a male. He incarnated, let's see how old he is. He's just in his 30s, maybe 32. Did he reincarnate? East Coast. They're saying Philadelphia.
Interesting.
And that he is he's a mover and a shaker. He is just somebody who he's working for not voters. Well, I'm sure he's, it's not voters' rights as much as iniquity in it's to do with the economics. It's to do with iniquity in pay.
Okay.
And yeah, is he an attorney? He's an attorney.
Oh.
That's
Did
what
he
he
come-
is.
Is he back as a black man or a white man? Or?
I'm getting that he might be mixed, biracial, like Barack Obama. Yeah, I believe that his mother is Caucasian, his father is not African American, but Hispanic.
Wow.
Yeah. And he is he's so in his 30s, pretty young, but he's very powerful and he's going to become more prominent. I think he might end up in government. I think he might end up being starting out off in Congress and then ending up in the Senate. And he's going to really help rewrite our laws. Not running yet, though. I'm just getting, his experience as he's working with the prisons right now.
Wow.
He's working, for incarcerated.
Is he talking about more money for prisoners that make license plates, or?
Oh, yes, actually. And just racial disparity, like the whole 9 yards of it. Yeah. So he's young, he's idealistic, he's laser focused on what he's doing, and we'll hear more of him. I know people are wondering, do you have a name? No, I'm not. And even if I did, I wouldn't give it, I think. Just You'll hear about him. I'll know about him when I hear about him. Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, Amelia Earhart, did you ever read on her?
No, I have not, but I'd be happy to. What a mystery for Amelia.
I know.
Didn't they find her remains somewhere?
No, but they think
they
found a piece of the plane or something.
Oh, okay.
There was rumors that she may have lived for a while on an island, but I don't feel that. I feel she died in a crash.
Yeah, I agree with you. My guys are saying the same thing. I think it was just so quick.
Yeah.
She was really focused on surviving, but it was so quick. I mean, on the plane, like everything, trying to control the plane so that she could get more momentum and actually make a safe landing. It didn't happen for her. And I don't get that she's reincarnated yet.
Okay.
Did she pass? Did she make her transition? Did she pass to the light? Well, obviously, have you made contact with her?
Yeah, she made her transition, but yeah, I don't feel she's taken another body yet.
No, I don't feel that either. And I think she's having a wonderful time up there.
Is she?
Yeah, it's great. And
yeah, she gets to fly for real.
Yeah, she does. It's really wonderful up there. She gets to fly with the angels.
Exactly.
Is flying.
So everybody's asking, Prince was a musical genius and perhaps heavily influenced by the Palladians like Mozart. What was he in his past life?
Oh, that's a good question. I think somebody had asked me that in a comment on my channel a while ago. I didn't look though. My guys say that in a past life, is it okay to ask? Yeah.
Yeah.
He was I get a sense of him being aristocracy, like really wealthy, and very not royalty, but somebody who would have been
But did he always have that absolute genius with music?
He was always extremely creative. I don't think he was he's a reincarnation of Mozart. But in a past life, he was very, I just see him as being flamboyant. I think that's what I'm getting. Like almost like a French aristocrat or something. Yeah, maybe in 1600s around Louis the 14th's time, Versailles or something. He's got that vibe. But he
almost kind of comes through, if you look at the way he dresses and stuff, as somebody who was from that.
Yeah, I think and that's a memory that's like, that was really prevalent in this life. And I think he was brilliant. It was with me, it was with maybe art. Maybe his in that lifetime, it was with like painting.
Okay.
And he was too much of a genius though for his time. And his problems in this lifetime, like he had a lot of problems in this lifetime. He was such a refined instrument. He was too sensitive, and he was also very insecure.
Yes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But he came off like king for a day. He came off.
He like was. Do you know what his sign was? He looks like he could have also. I know you're a Leo. Are you?
No, I'm a Virgo.
A Virgo. I think he was a Leo. But I don't know.
Oh, that would make sense.
Seems like a Leo, but maybe not. Maybe he was a, Virgoans have that sensitivity and that really kind of like fine filter.
Oh no, he was a Gemini. He was born June 7th.
That makes sense.
And he was like 5'3".
He was 5'3".
That's a curse.
That is tiny. No wonder he was insecure.
Yeah.
He must have had like Leo rising or something. He had a Leonine presence, just like that, kind of the love of performance and that ability. But I don't know. I'd have to look at his chart. Maybe he did, but I get Leo from him too.
Right. But
did I answer that question? Was that what do you think?
What he had in a past life? See, I don't really do past lives.
So I was
he feels maybe even French. I feel French.
Yeah, French aristocrat
and aristocrat, and I don't know if it was a male or if it was a female.
Yeah, my guide said female, but he was also androgynous in that lifetime too, because he was pretty androgynous in this lifetime. I see it like with the fake moles and the men,
you see
like,
that,
and the wigs and all the whole thing. Oh my God, yeah, extremely flamboyant, extremely affected in that way. Yeah.
So someone asked, does Karen Carpenter understand now that she had a great voice? Does she realize John Lennon was telling her the truth when he said he loved her voice?
Oh,
I remember driving in my car going to work, and the first time I heard her voice, I remember just engrossed in it.
She didn't think she had a good voice?
I don't know. She had so many things. She always thought she was too fat. Apparently her mom really was critical. And her brother ran the show. So no wonder she had anorexia, because that's people who do anorexia usually feel like they have no choice, that's their way of saying, no, you can't tell me what to eat.
Let me see what they say. Oh, she did cross to the light. I always ask that first, just in case they need help. Or, it's always good to ask, I guess. Has not reincarnated yet, they say. I think her lesson is not so much to think that she had a good voice, but to transcend the need to feel like she had a good voice and understand that true creation is just channeling like the cosmic harmonies, so that if you're in feeling synergizing with the light, then that is the high, kind of like how the angels sing, that's the highest form of beauty and talent. So that if she could be doing that in any form, then that's really what you ascend to, not necessarily like almost a random judgment of of a talent in this life. I think she's really trying to see it from another perspective, so she doesn't get caught again. Because you know how many, my guides are telling me this or reminding me this, how many artists, how many singers, how many amazing sports players and Olympiads are completely insecure. And
Oh, I know. Well, it's a tough world out there. It's a
Yeah.
tough world out
And
there.
they might blow
People
a
are
mind.
always loving to criticize. Yeah.
So, and they've always, a lot of them have had parents who mess them up in that way with ego. And it's just hard. It is a competitive world. So, but that's what she's trying to learn. So that when she comes, reincarnates, and she'll probably come back and, you know, with her artistic skills and her musical ability, that she can rise to a higher, and not just a higher level, but with more ease, with less trauma and less drama. That's what
Right.
I'm hearing.
And it doesn't mean making a lot of money or getting a record contract. It means doing what you love to do.
Yeah. And being at ease with it, and being at ease with yourself and loving yourself unconditionally. I mean, all of that is what she struggled with. So I think that is what she's right now really trying to learn, because we can say it, but to really understand it, to really accept it of yourself, seeing as how damaged you might have been in any particular life. She's learning these concepts about unconditional self-love and self-regard.
Right. That's work. It comes from within. Nothing outside of you will make you whole. Everything comes from within. Now, listen, somebody asked, how does Lucy feel about the new movie? Now, listen, I was heartbroken.
I wasn't happy with it. Huh?
I was heartbroken about Lucy because I knew, well, there's a friend of a friend that knew a pilot, that she was on the plane with her assistant in first class.
Yeah.
And the stewardesses were told, do not talk directly to Lucy. Talk to the assistant.
Lucille Ball, right?
Yeah, to Lucille Ball. And the pilot took a little break, and he came out and he looked at Lucy and he said, I just wanted to take a minute. I'm the pilot. He introduced himself. He said, I just want to take a minute to tell you just how magnificent you are and how much I've really enjoyed your shows. She never looked at him. And the assistant said, perhaps your stewardesses didn't tell you, but you're to talk to me. You're not to talk to Lucy.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
I'm not kidding you.
That's not good.
Well,
I didn't hear that story.
Well, she was a Leo.
Yeah, I started listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
About her. What is that? It kind of just aired. And I'm looking on my phone to see if I can find it. And she had a really, really hard life. I mean, she's even starving in New York when she was starting off.
Mm-hmm.
I had to stop listening to it for a while because it was just one horrible thing after the next. I don't really have opinions about Lucille Ball one way or the other, or I don't have an idea that she was a great person or not.
Yeah, and I wasn't enthralled with her. I used to love the I Love Lucy black and white shows.
Yeah.
I never watched any of the other Lucy shows. But when I heard that story by someone, that it was, because she got really kind of, and I can understand, because a lot of us get stuck in our ego.
Yeah, well, that's majorly stuck. The Plot Thickens is the name of the podcast, and I haven't listened to the whole thing. I didn't like the is it Netflix or Amazon?
Netflix.
Is it Netflix? Yeah, I just didn't think that Nicole
could be wrong.
A great Lucy. Who is the woman? Debbie.
From Will and Grace.
Yeah, she would have made a much better Lucy. So I was biased against.
Did you watch it?
I watched some of it. I just couldn't get into Nicole Kidman. And not that she's not a good actress or anything. I was just like, that doesn't look like Lucy to me. And I kept on thinking of what the movie would be like if Debbie, that woman was in it. So I just didn't watch it. Did you?
But if you're going to base a movie on how much the character should look
I
like a
know.
real person, that's not really.
I know it's not. I just couldn't get past it in my own head. So
And they say Nicole Kidman really was nervous about playing her.
Why
But
did
they obviously picked Nicole Kidman because of her name, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I did watch some of it. I watched at least one part of that series, so I'm not that bad. But I just couldn't get into it. I didn't see the two actors as really representing Lucille Ball and Ricky Ricardo to me. So
Right.
I might go back and watch it. I just didn't think it was the best series I've ever watched, considering the acting. But I did listen to that Plot Thickens, several of the episodes, and it was just heartbreaking. She's an interesting person. I think even if she was egotistical and mean later on, I haven't heard that part of her. She's worth listening to, because she broke a lot of ground for women. That's one thing.
Sure did.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure did.
maybe it takes somebody like that to be able to break the ground for women during the time that she did. Maybe it needed somebody like that. I don't know, but yeah.
I think she's doing good in spirit, though.
Should we check?
Yeah, I think she's doing good in spirit. And as far as the new movie, I mean, this is all man's position. It's got nothing to do with who she is in spirit right now. She's not worried about how she looks to anybody.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Connected to the force. So I feel like she's just saying it's fine with me. She's okay with it.
Yeah, I'm getting the same thing. She's saying they'll make a lot of movies about me. I mean, it's like that's not the only one they'll do. And, she's yeah. Wow. Oh, that's interesting. She's actually it seems, grain of salt, that she is really happy with her something that's going on over there. I think she went through a lot of tragedy and drama and trauma here. There's so much healing there, and she gets to be with the people that she loves, and I feel her energy, and I feel like it's the young Lucy,
Yeah.
And that she's really happy.
Well, she was married to a man that cheated on her, and she kept trying to make him into something he wasn't. She tried as a Leo to control that aspect. But can you imagine, here she is with the great Lucille, and this man is mistreating her? It must have been humiliating.
Yeah, he sounded like he was a damaged kind of narcissistic person, and he had a traumatic life too. He was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Right? He's into machismo, and he was a weak man.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. He also brought a lot to cinematography, and he kind of broke breaking the third wall or something. Like, he bought the way that things were being filmed. He bought in a whole new element to be able to accommodate how they made the show, because it was supposed to be filmed in New York. They didn't want to leave California because I think Lucy was pregnant or just had a baby, and so he filmed it there, and that was like revolutionary and changed the way that things have been filmed ever since. Listen to The Plot Thickens, because
I'm gonna write that down. Yeah. And then our next question, which is very interesting, Anneboleyn, the one who her head was cut off, has she come back?
Oh, okay. I love the questions, you guys. They're fantastic.
You guys, thank you so much for bringing it. You guys rock.
Okay. Yes, my guys are saying.
Oh,
she came back 3 times since that lifetime.
Wow. Is she with the family at all? Did she come back?
Oh yeah, she reincarnated with Henry several times. That karma continues on to this day. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, because there's a fight between those two. Oh yeah, it's okay. So is she reincarnated like now? Let's ask. It's a no. Does that mean she's coming or she's on her way out?
Okay,
She's
so
making the
she's,
transition out of this lifetime. I'm getting like cold thinking about it.
okay,
She is in her 60s and she's dying of some kind of cancer. Oh, breast cancer. Did Henry come back in this life? Not in this lifetime, but her issues seem to be around control and maintaining control of her own life as opposed to men controlling her, which is what kind of that was all about right at that time in Henry's time. And she's kind of pendulums back and forth to, or she did in this lifetime, to being really kind of enmeshed in relationships and then like running away from a relationship. So did she learn in this lifetime? Did she, transcend any karma, or does she have to come back and just kind of try again? Yes and no. She did somewhat, but there's still more. Yeah, we're all works in progress anyway.
right.
But she will reincarnate with Henry again. This is
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, he's got all those women he dismissed that.
Oh yeah.
He's got some karma. Hold on one sec. So we got another question from Lynn. She wants to know if George Washington has any comment about the state of the affairs right now.
I think that he's not, this sounds crazy, but right at the moment, well, it doesn't sound crazy, it just sounds what it sounds like, but he's not really focusing on right now too much
On
what's going on.
American,
I feel like it's not that he doesn't care, but I think he's getting ready to incarnate. And I think he's just really focused with incarnation. So that aspect of things is just not on his mind right now, but he's going to incarnate, or reincarnate, I should say. Huh, wow. In just a month, he's going to reincarnate. He's going to
male or female, or does he even know?
Female.
Okay.
This time around, yeah, female. And oh yeah, okay, so yeah, so he's not really thinking too much about it.
Okay, so Amy said she's fascinated by Vincent van Gogh.
Ooh, yeah.
Have you ever read on him?
No, I haven't read on him.
Does he have any past life reincarnation? Well, I'm sure he does, but
Oh yeah, we all do.
is he still over there, or?
He's not reincarnated yet from that lifetime. That was a very traumatic lifetime. There's a lot of soul damage that was done, and addiction, self-harm.
Yeah,
it wasn't
mental,
just
he had
I feel
disease.
like-
He had mental disease. He was a
Yes, I feel
genius.
like-
Unfortunately, a lot of geniuses have major
yeah.
troubles.
It's true, yeah. It's because I live in that Neptunian world, which is so rarefied, but it is so vulnerable and sensitive, and they try to dull out the pain because they just feel wrapped up in everybody's pain, and they can't handle it, a lot of them.
Right.
It's the same source where they get their creative inspiration, and so it's a difficult world to just live in. Yeah.
Okay, so do you think he's still hanging over there? Do they gets to still do art over there? They still
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw you get to do everything over there. It's pretty cool. It's like you get to if you're a musician, or I mean, whatever you are, well, I shouldn't just say if you're a musician, but if you want to play music, you can play music, you can do your art, you can create, you can do your poetry, all of that stuff still continues over there.
And you don't have to work and hustle to make a living to feed yourself, because that's not a problem. You're free.
That's not a part of it.
You're
no.
free to move about the plane.
Yeah.
Here's a good question from Jean.
Did I should I finish up with Van Gogh?
Oh, sure.
Let's see.
Sorry.
Oh, there is, because there's one other thing about Van Gogh. He is not very, what is the word? In terms of incarnating right now, he's not thrilled about having to reincarnate. He will.
Oh, okay.
He's not thrilled about it. I don't know why they wanted to tell me that, but he's very, very, he's going through a lot of healing still over there, and a lot of growth, and there's just a ton of stuff happening over there, but he will eventually. He's not thrilled about it right now.
No, I don't blame him. It's tough down here.
Yeah.
So Gina wants to know, how does karma get passed on from life to life? Can we get rid of it? Do we come to finish previous life lessons that we didn't learn in this or other lifetimes?
Oh yeah, yeah, all of it. I would say yes, right, Linda? Do you want to answer that, or do you want me to? We both can.
Well, there's always free will.
Yes, there always is free
And
will.
when you go over, they give you options, and you can decide.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, and yes, we have to pay karma, cause and effect. It absolutely follows us through.
Right, but some people just get so caught up in the ego, they just don't understand that.
Some people don't want to learn their lessons.
They don't want to learn. They want to be angry. For some reason, anger is easier.
Yeah, and free will. They have, the choice to do that.
Okay, JFK Jr.'s wife, Carolyn Bessette. I think you mentioned her briefly in a previous video that she was angry about her early passing. I think I mentioned the sister was angry about dying. And where I heard that from was the guy that did that show Medium, John Van Prague or one of those mediums. He saw her come to him in the bathroom. He was standing in the bathroom and he saw Carolyn's sister, and she was still kind of angry about dying so soon. So they just want to know, what does she have to say?
It was her time to go.
Okay.
It was just her time to go. And initially, absolutely upset and confused, and I think trying to wish it away, denial in grief. But then she came to acceptance, and what they did and what they do with all of us is our guardian angels, our guides, show us why. They try to show us like the reason behind all of it, like how everything has led up to this particular point. And then, so we get that aha, it all makes sense. It all clicks together, why everything happens in the way that it happens. And for her,
whenever I look at it, I immediately see Jackie coming for John. Immediately.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think Carolyn's, one of her grandparents who had passed came for her. And doing very well. And neither JFK or Jr. or his father have reincarnated yet.
Jacqueline has?
No. JFK.
Okay.
Or JFK Jr. They have not yet reincarnated.
Okay.
And they're not coming to Dallas.
They don't want to come in this mess.
Because
when I talk to JFK, I can see him pretty clearly, as well as his brother Art.
He hasn't reincarnated yet, right?
Right, and neither has Martin Luther King.
Yeah, no, I don't see that either. And neither has Carolyn.
Yeah. So Catherine wants to know what, and this is totally yes. Does something we feel attracted to in this life have anything to do with your previous lives? For example, if someone feels drawn to yoga or Aikido?
Oh, okay. Yes. Most likely a lot of the time or some of the time our guardian angels are actually guiding us there or throwing it in our path to kind of wake up our memory. It's something also our guardian angels could want us to explore. But oftentimes, yeah, we've been attracted to those kinds of things in past lives.
I know that a lot of people get terribly drawn to World War II stuff or Civil War stuff. That's because they were there before.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's almost an obsession sometimes. They're just living in it.
Yeah, that absolutely is true. Yeah.
So yeah, and you know, what about ice cream? I'm terribly drawn to ice cream. Is that
yeah, was that a past life thing? Chocolate.
Chocolate. There you go, girlfriend. That's what I'm
sure
talking
I love
about.
chocolate in my past life. I 100%.
So Evan asked, who is Saint Germain? Was he truly an ascended master?
Now, I think I'm not going to answer that because I haven't really studied the saints, and
I don't even know who he is.
so I don't. Yeah, I'm going to pass on that question.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. So Camilla, the vice president, asked. No, I'm just kidding. When I see Joe Biden up on the podium, my third eye sees a saint. Please don't laugh. And I also see Thomas Jefferson. I actually met him twice in Iowa, and both times he radiated goodness. He really does. My sister met him, and he was just a light. Please tell me if I'm wishful thinking.
Well, I haven't read on Joe Biden yet, although I do get a feel. I don't think in terms of saints, but I think in terms of world servers and light bearers or whatever. And yeah, I definitely feel that way about Joe Biden.
Okay.
I love him. I'm gonna wait until we get further into Joe Biden's presidency because I just feel we haven't really experienced him enough as he is in this incarnation. Right. I'm not drawn to or pulled to exploring like retrospective on him, but I promise.
Well, I'll tell you my history in the readings. What I told everyone is I saw a gray-haired man and a dark-haired woman winning as president and vice president. Now, I didn't know if that was Bloomberg or who it was. But when Biden did the debate, you know, he came off a little bit offset. And I thought, oh, well, I guess it's not Biden, right? Because my human mind just said, oh, he's not, you know, he seemed like a deer stuck in the headlights. Then all of a sudden I saw him walking and I saw this brilliant light around him. It was like a brilliant light. And I said, oh my God, it's him. He's the one that's going to win. And he was the one that won. But it's almost like ascended masters came upon him. And he's not in it for the glory or the fame. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. He's in it because he wants America to have a better life.
Yes.
Like he's not even frothy at the mouth like Liz Cheney is.
Oh God.
I'm gonna get you SOBs and you're all gonna burn, and you know what?
Yeah.
She's very firm. It's almost like don't mess with a Cheney, okay? Do not mess with a Cheney.
Might get shot.
And it doesn't matter if they're in the same politics, if they're all.
Oh no, I'm so happy that Liz Cheney is there. I am so grateful for her. I don't care. She's our bulldog. She, you know, our pit bull.
Oh yeah, but Jim Jordan says this committee wasn't fair. It wasn't done right in the first place. Yeah, you got 2 Republicans in there.
Yeah.
They just don't believe in your bull. That's why you're going to act like it's not fair.
Yeah. And she'll get that one by one. She'll take all of them down.
Well, she wants this on live TV, prime time live TV. She said, we're going to present to the American people the puzzle, all the details and how it all took place. So they have so much information. I can't even begin to tell you.
They do. Somebody mentioned it in a comment on one of my videos, like, when is this all going to come to light? And I commented back now. It's all coming to light
Well,
now.
yeah,
It's
I
just
think in
all coming
January,
out
might be
now.
more towards the end of January, we're gonna have our prime girl. You better believe my happy butt will be sitting. I'm glad they're not doing it early, because early, you know, I have readings and stuff, but
Yeah.
I tape it anyway.
Oh, it's gonna be so fantastic. I cannot wait. And they, oh my God, the stuff that they have, because they got all of the phone records. They have
Yeah,
all of the film. They have all of the testimony, right? The people flipped,
oh, yes.
the insurrectionists who flipped.
They
Oh my
have other
God.
people that have testified basically because they don't want to be in trouble and they don't want to have to hire attorneys. So they have other people telling them this is what took place.
Yeah.
So
It's-
do you see the Supreme Court dismissing Trump's, they can't do that, they can't have my records?
I think so, but I'll ask the guides. Because it makes sense to me that they would dismiss it.
Well, they don't like to get involved with
Yeah,
Congress.
they'll dismiss it. They're not lovers of Trump. They are lovers of like Opus Dei and the Federalist Society.
Right.
That's where they're coming from. Trump, they don't love Trump, you know. I don't know about Amy. Even Amy Coney Barrett doesn't love Trump. I think they're going to dismiss it. Honestly, I do.
Okay.
So hopefully that will be what it is, but that's what I'm hearing.
Oh, here's a good one. Nat King Cole. How's he doing? He had a great
Oh,
voice.
I should play some Nat King Cole later on afterwards. So some good Christmas music. But I love Nat King Cole. Let's see.
I have him, his Christmas music. I have, you know who else I have is, who's that blue-eyed guy who used to do a Christmas special? Andy. He's the one that introduced the Osmonds. Andy.
Andy Williams.
Andy who?
Williams?
Andy Williams. His Christmas album is fantastic.
Yeah.
And Barbara Streisand does a good one too.
Yeah. All that good vintage. It's better than anything else, really, like the older stuff.
The sad part about Nat King Cole is he died too soon. He was young.
Okay, I will ask about him. Now, I just had a conversation in Trader Joe's about like the older Christmas music as opposed to the newer, you know, kind of like even the new, like the 90s or the whatever. It's so annoying. Okay, let's see. How are you doing, Nat King Cole? Oh my God, he's doing great. Merry Christmas. Blessings to you and your family, to you and yours, he's saying. He's mellow, that guy. He hasn't reincarnated. He's got really warm energy, loving energy here. He loves that people are still listening to his music.
Yes, yeah.
Like within the blood of like the river of Americana, like he's just an integral part of it. He's so honored about that fact that he became this icon, and
it's hard to believe his daughter is dead now.
Oh yeah,
isn't that amazing? She ended up, but she's over there with him. I could see her.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, so yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. So here's a good one. This will be the last one. Past life of Adele. Where'd she get that voice from? I really like her. She feels really down to earth to me.
Yeah. She was the singer in a past life, they're telling me.
Oh.
She was in the 1800s, mid 1800s, England. Theater, they're showing me the theater area. I don't know what that's called. I think I should know. Maybe I did know. And she is she had a beautiful voice. Opera.
Whoa, cool.
Opera, yeah.
Was she a male opera singer or a female opera singer?
Female.
Okay.
So in that lifetime, they're showing me that you ended up being like a mistress or of a famous, not a famous person, of a very wealthy man. Like that you were supported, you had your benefactors, like the famous opera singers and the famous actresses, to live that life. And so that's her issues with men, like are caught up in the relationships she had with men in that lifetime, where she was extremely beautiful, extremely talented, very, yeah, she was very alluring as a female. Men just wanted to take care of her. But then there's that fine line, right?
Yeah.
Between being a prostitute, not that there's anything wrong with that, but that lifestyle that a prostitution takes you down, and being an artist. And she was always fighting the duality of that, because she was a true artist, she's saying.
Yeah.
So that, yeah. Somebody probably knows, somebody from England knows what the opera or the theater district is in London, but that was her life. Yeah.
She came back, and I feel like it might have been a short life. And then she already took this other body. But anyway.
It wasn't like she didn't die as a child, obviously, but she probably died in her 40s.
And that was a long time back then.
and then with all the lead in the powder, there's a lot of like toxicity in the heavy metals, and so yeah, that would have been difficult to get into your lymph, and could easily have cancer, one or the other.
Right.
I think that's probably how she died. She had one child though, a little girl, or a girl, that was taken care of by her family. Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Well, this was fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
We'll do another one for the new year.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I'll contact you about the details.
Okay, that would be great.
I'll probably be drunk as a skunk that whole day, so I'll probably have to do it the day after. No, I'm just kidding.
Today I have this was hot chocolate, my Christmas hot chocolate, so I have to figure out what to prepare for.
Maybe a cider, an apple cider or something. Now you got me in a mood to go get me some hot chocolate.
I'll tell you the Trader Joe's sipping chocolate.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Is it in a package or a can, or?
Let me show it to you. 1 sec. I'll be right back. Okay. Here it is. I'm coming back. Here.
Oh, it's in a box. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in a can.
Yeah.
And do you like scoop it into the cup?
It's 3 tablespoons of the mix. They say into 1/3 of a cup of hot milk, but I actually just had a whole mug, and it's rich enough. I can't even imagine how rich it is if it's just 1/3 of a cup.
Okay.
That would be too rich for me. Yeah.
All right. I'll go get some. I'm not today, of course. Although, okay. Remember when you're younger than me, but back in my day, when Christmas came, nothing was open. Nothing. If you forgot to buy that jar of pineapple or the milk, forget about it. Nobody was open. And if you couldn't cook your food, you got Chinese.
Well, I know there's a Chinese takeaway that's got a good reputation nearby me, so I was thinking maybe checking it out. But
yeah, I might do that too, because my oven broke, so I didn't get.
Oh my God! Yeah.
So I'll probably give Jeff Chinese tonight. Yeah.
Well, I want to wish everybody Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Yes, see everybody in the new year.
We'll see you guys. Well, you'll see me before, but I'll be here with our friend Melissa next year.
Yes.
See you next year.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.